The following video will include a rant, but it's purely informational for computer activity purposes. AMD Catalyst Install Manager, or CIM. AMD Catalyst software is used to install drivers and update them and do a dozen other things. If you're just installing the drivers, there's no need for anything else to be on the computer. Installers used to be, back in the old days, when modems were square, you'd get a set of drivers and run an installer that just put the drivers on your computer so that the equipment would work. Now it's become an experience where we have to deal with really talkative dialogues reminding us every day that our modem was made by Chips and Technologies. And you're going to remember that name because we need the free advertising. And I don't give a fuck what chip is in it. Make the video work. Make shit work. Or as one of my favorite people said about sound cards and the details and the interrupts, does it make noise when I hit the button? Yes. Then I don't give a damn. It's a noisemaker because he's working on stage. Just solder the cables and make the damn thing work against its will. And then we'll take it out and shoot it later. AMD Catalyst Install Manager will be referred to as AMD or other company name because they bought out a bunch, and or the chip maker, and or none of that, and CIM. C:\program files AMD CIM is the directory it used. HKey local machine software, Microsoft Windows CurrentVersion uninstaller, and then a string of numbers I'm not going to repeat, but it ends in C3FB4. These extremely long strings are used to very uniquely identify not just which company made it, or what the type of software or hardware it is, or what driver instance it is, or the hardware ID numbers. It's all of it. The idea is to make it almost, but not quite, impossible for things to be transposed. Usually it's just a random number based on some characteristic of the hardware so that every revision is slightly different. That way the driver, if you install it, has a whole list of those ID codes to make it work with. But anyway, this isn't about any of that. This is just about the Catalyst Install Manager. I told it not to install Catalyst. It put it in anyway. You already know what happened next. Now, in order to thwart me, which doesn't work, it included in that, for the uninstaller, NoRemove, NoModify, or NoRepair. You can exclude repair, modify, or remove. These are settings. The remove is to completely remove it. The modify is to change its behavior because it's considered an installer for other features and or repair. Repair and modify and remove are great things, but it doesn't need to be there. I just needed the drivers. It excluded removal, so it has the no remove characteristic set to 1. We change it to 0, run the uninstaller. Your mileage will vary. Depending on what version you have, it will vengefully remove your drivers and reset it to use VGA for your video card and make your sound card run the sounds through the PC speaker that goes beep. Because vindictive behavior out of large corporations are what we expect. I'll include some archives below. All of this because I'm trying to play a video game in a web browser, and the web browser has a bunch of graphics and web render and GPU and media functions, as well as whether or not you're using OpenGL to play a video game online. Now, I understand I'm of a technical nature as a person, and I'm a computer geek, and more importantly, gaming geek in this case. But I couldn't make heads or tails of this because instead of giving me clear explanation as to why it wasn't working, it just refused. So I downloaded brand new drivers, and it improved things a little bit less crashy. Now the web browser just crashes when I try to upload YouTube videos. Seriously, all you assholes need to get your shit together when you write software. So anyway, why am I doing this video? Because AMD decided to make it to where if I want to remove their stupid utility that does nothing except sit there and look for reasons to annoy me, it would vindictively rip out the drivers and say, screw you, I'm taking my toys and going home. No, corporation AMD. When you put out drivers, You're dealing with technicians almost exclusively these days. Yes, I know that you have been dealing with mostly consumers. The trouble is all those consumers, because of this horse shit, have learned to be full-on hackers and should be told, go into the Catalyst Install Manager's uninstall file set, string of numbers below, good luck finding it, and then look for the NoRemove option, the NoModify option, the NoRepair option, and add them in by getting rid of those settings or just setting them to 0 instead of 1. NoRemove is bad. We have the right to remove your software. You don't have any rights on our computers. Fuck you, AMD. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I wish everyone a great deal of luck with this bullshit.